This is the Transformers Generations Power of the Primes Battletrap featuring Roadtrap and Battleslash. I'm doing a review of both these Legends class figures because they're duocons and they combine to form the duocon Battletrap. Both figures are part of the second wave of these Legends figures for the Power of the Primes figures of Transformers Generations. But before we all get into this combined mode, let's see each figure individually in both robot mode and alt mode. And here are Roadtrap and Battleslash separated in their robot form. And here's a quick look at their packaging. Basic packaging styles for Power of the Primes. They're in red robot mode, the Photoshop artwork. There we go. Put them just off to the side. Each come with these collectible trading cards or collector cards. Amalgamous Battleslash takes the form of Roadtrap, so it seems there are two of him. Takes the form of Battleslash, as so it seems there's two. Okay. All right. Interesting power when the Power of the Primes combines. I'm very interested to see how the animation goes because I just finished watching Titan's Return. I thought it was pretty okay. Better than Combiner Wars, at least. So here they are. Very, very cool. They come with a pair of sets of instructions that are as clear as mud. They look clear in front of the camera, but when you're reading them, I mean, even if I did shine some light on it, it was very difficult for me to read. Come to think of it, maybe I should have read it using this camera, because in the camera it's clear as daylight, but in actuality, if you're trying to read it in regular light, it's as clear as mud, especially this one. So wish they would use different colors, but what the heck. If you have no idea what the duocons are, here is a ghetto style of me showing you guys what the duocons are. This is Battletrap, obviously. They're two vehicles that combine to form a single robot. Whereas here it's a variation in that both the vehicles do transform to their own respective robots. And I thought this was pretty okay. It's a good, decent attempt at the duocons, and actually a very good update. Hopefully we will see flywheels soon. Since they've already done this, I think, it'd be great if they do this one as well. So, all right. How do they stack up as robots in their robot mode as Legends class figures? They're pretty cool actually. Aesthetically, both alt mode and robot mode for both figures look really okay. I mean, they're not crazy awesome modes, but for a duo combiner, they actually look pretty nice. Okay, let me just give you a close-up on that. So there you go, very nice. And here is Legends Bumblebee, just to give you a scale comparison. Scaled very nicely with each other as a Legends class figure. All right, so let's transform them. Well, just look at give them a good look. Each one, lots of hollow parts, as understandable. They're combiners, so you're going to expect that there's going to be a lot of kibble here and there. Articulation, they have swivel necks, ball jointed elbows, knees, and hips and shoulders, whatnot. They got fairly good amount of articulation, which is really nice. Details, lots of tempos, Decepticon symbol. Pretty neat. No weapons though. No weapons. This guy has no weapons. This guy can use his propeller as a weapon, like Cop Tour or Blades or whatever. Again, same amount of articulation. Ball joints everywhere, which is really great. That's a cheap way of giving enough substantial articulation to a figure. Just give it ball joints. Some kibble here and there, but that's it. You get some nice tempos and paint apps. very nice. Both heads are painted nicely. Although, if you are sifting through several of the pegs, it's really the face paint that you have to look out for, especially the silver. Some scratching here, but more or less, I've seen several in the pegs. They look okay. All right, so let's transform them. Why don't we start with Battleslash, since yes, since he transforms to the upper torso. But yeah, let's do alt modes first before the combine mode. Okay, so to transform him into his helicopter mode, it's there's a roundabout way of doing it, as the instructions say, and I'm not too pleased about it. But once you've gotten the hang of it, you'll have an easier time fiddling about it by yourself. But the instructions do tell you to do several steps for one easy step, so it's a bit of a it was very confusing to a certain point. So this one, make sure you fold out. There's a lot of joints and transformation. It feels the transformation is a little bit involved for such very small figures. And you know what? I think even without the instructions, you could very well figure it out on your own. So, yep. I know, even my transformation is as clear as mud. But the whole idea is to get the propeller hand on top of the alt mode. And if I can just... The arms don't tab into the biceps as flush as you want it to go, but yeah, make sure... Wait, let's of course fold this out first, then combine. Okay, and then there's only one peg. This one does not have a peg. This one has a peg that pegs into that leg, so don't peg it all the way in, because it's like one of those pegs of doom that, you know, stays on. Okay, I just did it, sorry. Okay, just close this up so it locks in those shoulder joints. And if it doesn't spin, then you haven't done it right. It's really the forearms that get in the way. So, and this part, yeah. Okay. All right. If it spins nicely, then you've done it properly. Now this part right here, that's where Amalgamus, what's his name, Liege Maximo, I guess, would stay. And I haven't opened up my Prime Master, so I can't show you guys, but I'll show it off how the Prime Master combines in alt mode for these guys. They don't ride the actual vehicle, they stick somewhere on top of the vehicle. So that's that. So that's alt mode for Battleslash. All right, let's go to Roadtrap. Roadtrap hopefully is a simpler transformation. The instructions, again, they give it a roundabout way of doing things, but what can you do? All right, so what you want to do is you just want to do this and this. Join the legs together. Make sure the hip joints or the thigh joints are properly aligned, just like that. Let me back that up. Okay. Need to be too close. Flip these out, the wheels, like that. And then I was so confused about this, but the instructions say to just move the arms like that. And I was like, what? You're supposed to do it this way, move them this way. And the instructions have you facing him this way. It would have been easier if they had him facing this way, so you could... Anyway, you'll have to move the chest. It's the chest pieces. You gotta split them up and move them down like that. And join them together to form the roof of the SUV or the van or whatever you want to call this. Make sure the thigh pieces are aligned. All right, rotate this. We'll do that last, and just flip this arm pieces like that. Bit of a puzzle forming step. Like that. Make sure each tab fits into its slot where it's supposed to go. Okay, this one just tabs right here. And they're almost done. Okay, this one just folds in like this. That's it. It's like a hatchback or something like that. It's not, there's a lot of gap about it and a little bit annoying. And there is Roadtrap in his sort of SUV. Although he rolls okay actually, despite the seeming clearance issues it might have. But it does roll okay, and this one spins. So if it does roll and this one spins, then you've done it correctly. All right, now let's combine them. Let's start with this guy since it's the upper part of the combine mode. So these are going to become the arms, and this is where the waist piece is going to be. And that's the head, that's his head, which combined it'll form the waist. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to untap that aforementioned peck of doom, fold it out. Sorry, fold this like this, and these are going to be the arms, obviously, and these tab out like this, and they flip out like this. Sorry, transformation clear as mud. Okay, so there you go. That's the arm assembly. Okay, fold it up like this and like this. Okay, right, and open up this one, and this is where the combined mode head is, like that, and then okay, rotate, and you got. Yeah. Now this one is up for debate. I initially had thought that, yeah, fold it back as though it were in robot mode. I had initially thought, I was just playing around with it, looking at the instructions. I couldn't read the instructions, and I thought you were supposed to like put the blades like that, like as though it were a sword, and like compress the whole assembly like this or something like that, and then it would keep it that way, very, very secure. That's not the official transformation. It could work if you want it to be a very compact type of back kibble. It looks like a sword of sorts, but you'd have to negotiate this small gap, and it would be bending this thing here and there as you combine when you're posing the figure, and it could suffer a lot of stress marks. You could break the propeller. And that's, I think, a valid reason why Hasbro decided that this is how the official transformation should be. Those fin-like parts of his forearm should be sticking facing back, and they're not going to tab in anywhere, but you'll have the propeller swiveling back and forth like this. So if you need some extra space, you can move the propeller up like that. No danger of breaking it or anything like that. And then you'll have enough space to maneuver and combine Roadtrap, and you can pose him in several ways without really threatening the integrity of the propellers when it's stress marks and all that. So I'm going with the Hasbro official way. Okay, because I do just because I like to pose a lot of my figures. Okay, so let's go on with Roadtrap. All right, to transform him, basically you just do this. The instructions tell you to fold out the arms, then fold them back in this position, but just to give you an easier time with the legs. But to me, I don't think you have to unfold the arms. You just split the pieces up like that. And you can keep the arms where they are. I think there's no harm in that. And you have to put the feet, clear them away from the arms, and they'll form the knees. Okay, the ankle joints of Roadtrap form actually the knees of Battleslash. So, or no, sorry, they don't form the knees. They actually form the ankles as well. My bad. These are the knees. Sorry. Okay, the actual knees are the knees. Okay, so there. But let me just straighten it out, so just to give you an idea of how it formed. It's very simple. You just split him up, and then that's the leg assembly. And I put it inside. I've put this whole assembly inside of the fists to give you more room to articulate the figure, to give the figure and put it in decent poses. Okay, now rotate him this way. It's easier if you put it this way, but I think it's more stable if you combine him this way, facing front. So it's a little bit tight. What you do is you squeeze right here and allow you to combine. It's tight the first time around. It's always tight the first time around, but once you get the hang of it, you get it. It'll be easy. And there you go. There is Battletrap. Roadslash would have been weird, although it would have been a cool Decepticon name, but Battletrap is his official name. As you can see, with the transformation of the propeller this way, there's enough clearance. And if you look at him in front, from the front, it's a very thin propeller. You hardly, well, it's easily hidden, whereas if it were, had it been this way, you'd notice it more prominently. So I'm with Hasbro on that one. All right. So there you go. I like it. I got him in some decent poses. Swivel neck, ball joint shoulders, elbows, knees, hips, and ankle joint. So it's a very decent figure. I actually like this one more than that deluxe class. Those 3 Minicon combiners, that was a hot mess, and I'm glad I sold that. And this one I think is a better version of a small combiner. And just so you have it in scale, here is a deluxe class figure, and he's, let me just stand him up properly, and he is almost the size of a deluxe class figure. So a deluxe class would stand just under 6 inches tall, about 5 1/3 to 5 3/4. Now he stands roughly about 5 1/3, almost 5 1/2 inches tall, but 5 1/4 inches tall. So not too bad at all. It's actually a decent sized combined mode. I wasn't sure it was going to turn out great. I'm very happy it turned out great. And this is something I think I would keep. I never got the duocons back in the day, and yeah, definitely a keeper. Was a little bit worried about the transformation. It was at the beginning. It was a little bit complex, I think, for Legends class figures, but at the end of it, I think it's worth it. All right, it's gonna get an 8 out of 10 for me. Not too bad, not great, but definitely one of the things you want to look out for this wave. So there you go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers Power of the Primes Duocons Battletrap, featuring Roadtrap, the lower legs, and Battleslash, the upper limbs. Thanks for watching.